Starfield is far from the first open world RPG that's been set in space, but it might just be the defining one. I've been playing Starfield now for a couple of weeks, and these are my first impressions. This game feels special. I'll be honest, my expectations were sky high for Starfield, maybe even dramatically so. And even with that being the case, it still managed to scratch the itch that no other open world space game ever has. The way it looks, the way it sounds, the endless possibilities for exploration, the vibrant cities, the customization options, the variety of characters, and the 1,000 planets. Putting all of these together in one game is a huge feat. No other game has achieved this in such a vast, seemingly limitless open world. Take No Man's Sky, for example. It's an enjoyable game and is similar to Starfield in that it offers near enough limitless exploration thanks to procedurally generated planets. But Starfield has managed something quite unique, a genuine depth to its vastness. From the game's main city, New Atlantis, to other major cities like Aquila City, Neon, and Cydonia, there's a story or side quest around every corner, with each city buzzing with life. You'll find interesting characters in every alleyway, bar, hotel lobby, shopfront, nightclub, restaurant, park bench, and even starport, which offers players a variety of side quests and activities. Even when approaching a new planet in orbit, you'll often be contacted or at least able to contact other ships, with some needing help, some offering interesting info, and some being incredibly hostile. There are also various factions you can be affiliated with, which is something that players of the Fallout series will be very familiar with players able to choose to be loyal to one particular faction, be a double agent or even a triple agent. Each one has its own pros, cons, and moral compass, and you're free to choose how deeply you're involved in each one, if you're involved in any at all. And if that's not enough, there are also message boards available in major cities, which offers bounty contracts, smuggling runs, and other nefarious jobs if you're in need of credits. There's so much to do and so much to see. And if you just want to explore and go off the beaten path, that's incredibly rewarding too. Not all planets have human settlements and NPC interaction, granted, but most of the planets I explored so far have contained interesting fauna, animals, geological areas, rare elements, abandoned settlements, and more secrets, which are a joy to explore. And the same goes for when you're in space too. In fact, one of my favourite moments with Starfield so far was coming across a giant orbiting casino floating in space. I was amazed to discover you could actually dock to the casino, and upon entering, discovered it had been taken over by raiders. In another example, I just jumped into a star system and was immediately involved in a firefight with a very cool looking ship. And it was during this that I accidentally discovered you can focus your fire on a specific part of the enemy ship. So I took out their engines and grav drive, docked to the ship, took out the baddies inside, and took the ship for myself. Cool, right? The truth is that the true magic of games like these often lies in the random, amazing discoveries you can come across accidentally through sheer curiosity. And this game not only offers this, but actively rewards you for that curiosity. But if you're less curious and more about getting stuck into the action, you'll be pleased to know that the combat in Starfield feels pretty satisfying and is a big step forward compared to the combat experience in Fallout 4. There's a large number of different weapons, from battle rifles and pistols to blades and throwable projectiles, all of which can be upgraded and customized to suit your style. I'll also admit that I've spent many of my 20 hours of Starfield customizing and upgrading my ships, with the ship builder mode offering, and here's that phrase again, endless possibilities for creativity. I spent most of one evening trying to get my ship to look like the iconic Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, and although the results weren't great, mainly due to the lack of parts I had access to at that stage in the game, there's something about seeing a ship I designed flying off into the starfield that filled me with joy. When you combine this with the complex character customization options you're given at the start of the game, you can really become anyone you want to be in Starfield. With that being said, Starfield isn't perfect, and there are some issues, the principal of which was the amount of cutscenes and loading screens you have to sit through when travelling through space. Say you're in New Atlantis Starport and you want to venture to another world or galaxy that you haven't been to before. You'll come across a loading screen to enter your ship. There's then another cutscene as you watch your ship fly into orbit, and then, when you've chosen your preferred route, there's another cutscene showing your ship jumping through space. When you've reached your destination, you choose a landing spot and boom, you get another loading screen again. There's then one final loading screen when you exit your ship and step foot on the planet for the first time. Did it need to be done this way? Probably. Given Starfield is playable on the Xbox Series S as well as the Xbox Series X. But with games like this, immersion is so important. And looking at a reflection of yourself on your monitor holding a controller while you wait in a loading screen can very easily break that immersion. Another slight annoyance was the lack of ground vehicles, and I understand why Bethesda has done this, as it encourages players to look around at their surroundings and take it all in. But if I'm not exploring and there's somewhere I need to get to that's quite far away, I would have at least liked the option of having one. This slight bugbear is particularly interesting because I did come across multiple land vehicles located in outposts on a number of planets, but I couldn't interact with them. Maybe they're coming, who knows. And although there were a few small bugs I noticed during my time with the game, such as my character's facial skin disappearing for a short time, or finding myself temporarily unable to move in first person using certain weapons, I'm pleased to report that I've yet to come across a game-breaking bug, which is something that I was particularly wary of. There was also a lot made about Starfield being locked at 30 frames per second on Xbox Series X and S consoles, but I found this to be more than adequate when playing Starfield on the Series X, and generally, the performance and quality of the graphics has been very impressive. In summary then, Starfield features an open world so vast, and with missions and side quests so deep, that it's going to take me a number of weeks to be able to confidently review this game and see everything I need to see. I haven't even touched on the main story at all in this video. But while you wait for that, my early impressions of Starfield is that it's shaping up to be the game we've all been waiting for. And maybe, just maybe, it might be even better than that. I can't wait to jump back into Starfield. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. So while I do that, thank you so much for watching this video. Press a like, get subscribed to Mirror Gaming for the full review in a couple of weeks' time. But I'm going to get back on Starfield. See you in space.